Hi everyone, this is E, the empty nester, and it's an exciting day today. I got mail. You know, it's always like Christmas when you get mail, and this one is from the EFN, which is the Experimental Farm Network. If you all remember, last year I grew seeds for them, or grew plants, and then sent them back seeds from the plants that I grew, and what do you call that? This year on Facebook, I saw in one of the groups that I'm in, this lady showed her, put a picture of her seeds up, and one of them was the bush and tino beans. So those were what I grew last year, and I'm the first person to ever grow them. They were part of our government sends explorers or botanists, or I'm not sure who it is, for sure, that's out all over the world collecting seeds, and then seeds go into a bank, and then you can, if you're registered, or, I'm not sure who they are, that have access to them, but like the universities, like Missouri University, the horticulture department, or college agriculture classes can request seeds from them and then test them and grow them, and it's all a part of science experiments. And they sent them back, and or sent data back to the seed bank. I'm not sure that it's a seed bank, but it's a collection thing that the government does. And I think I'm the first real person, that's not got a doctor or a PhD behind my name to grow them. So anytime you search for bush and tino beans, you're gonna find me, and where I did blog posts or videos on how they grew, because when I got the beans, there was no clue that they were a vine or anything, and I was really glad I put them on the fence line. They grew, some of the vines were like 12 foot, some were 15 foot, and they grew 8 to 12 inch pods. Kind of like the ideal of, what's they called? Black-eyed peas is what they sort of look like once you hold them. And they were actually found on the roadside in Sri Lanka and sent to this bank. But the Experimental Farm Network, collects seeds, and their purpose is to save our seeds, to save our heirlooms and our rare seeds from extinction. And there's all kinds of different projects. Last year they had one where somebody was growing corn that was resistant to genetic modification. And I don't really talk a lot about GMO seeds, but I'm in the capital of GMO. Missouri is where the M word, is headquartered. Sorry about my words getting mixed up, but are messed up. But kind of exciting day today. And I volunteered for this because, for one, for years I read so much, I watched so many videos about this, that, and the other thing, and it got to the point that I couldn't eat anymore. Every time I heard something, it was like, oh man, there's very few strains of corn anymore that's not genetically modified because of seed. The pollen is carried maybe 5 miles and can contaminate the rest of the corn. And I'm not saying this is good or bad. It's just, all kinds of other stuff that I've seen that, and then there's things that happen that I know about here because I live in the middle of turkey and pig farming, and I hear about things before it happens to the whole nation. A lot of things have happened here, and then they make the news a couple months later in another state. and I just don't want to be a part of, you know, starting the gossip line. And with this network, I'll put a link to the Experimental Farm Network in the subject area. So if you decide that you'd like to try it, it doesn't matter if you've got a lot of land or a little land, you know, you can just, or, you know, tell them that you've got room for a bed or two. And they send out seeds. And this year, I was hooked up with 3 breeders, and I wasn't expecting that. It's kind of like the first year I just got this and that, you know, a couple things that weren't normal. And then this year, you know, I was part of the Oka program last year to see if I could get Oka to grow in our area. This year, 3 different ones picked me, and it's really exciting. I got a Hannon pop bean, and this right here, I still got to get more information. It's kind of related to the chickpea. Let me bring this over to you and let you see. What it is a bean, and you can actually pop it like popcorn. You know, put it in the skillet or put it in the microwave and pop it like microwave popcorn. And it's got a nutty flavor is what I've read so far about it. But there's not enough information as to how tall it is, but it sounds like it's probably, because they say to remove the whole plant and hang it upside down to dry. So it's possibly that it's a short plant and freestanding. And I also got accepted to perennial sorghum. I'm not a grain grower, as you know from last year with all the rain we had. My corn failed, and then all the grains that I tried to grow failed. But I've got both the perennial sorghum, which is rare, and I've got another, let's see, that's not the one. Another rare sorghum that's not a perennial. And if you get just one, the perennial kale, they want you to keep it from being pollinated by anything else, so you bag the seed heads and let all the pollen happen in there. Where they do want this one to possibly cross with this one, so I would bag the perennial and put it to the this rare one. You know, I'm not saying the names right now, but and then take seed pollen from this one and put it on this one. And it's a 2-year project, so there's a lot of reporting back and taking pictures, and it's a challenge, but I just have to learn how to grow sorghum. And then another project is kale that's perennial. This one, there's a rare kale. Whenever I grow these individually, I'll give more information. The original kale that this came from is almost extinct. There's not many plants left, but the person working with this project has taken that perennial kale and developed it with some other strains to make this one. And that's why it's called Grex, G-R-E-X. That's just a, you know, like a generic name until you actually label and name it. But these seeds are OSSI, meaning that you'll have to look up OSSI, that you can't take the seed and patent it because it belongs, you know, kind of like, oh, I forgot what it's called, in the commons, you know how you get free music but you can't own the music. It's kind of like that. You can grow it but you can't own it. And then I got a really rare Native American squash. It's a Nanticoke. It's got pink flesh and blue skeleton, and that means that I can't really, I've got the Hobart squash for this year. I've got one plant, so I'm going to have to keep my plant from crossing with this one. And if I want to, you know, if I want to grow more squash, I have to keep this secluded to where this won't interbreed. I need to keep this pure. So they'll be hand pollinating and bagging on this one. And we've already talked about the pop beans. And then Lan Zhong Jin Van, I need, you know, this is basically a peanut from China, and it's very rare. So I'm growing peanuts again, but a different kind. And then I got a giant Peruvian lima bean, and it's very rare. Very large too. Let me show you. So now I have to go through what I was going to grow and make sure, you know, that it doesn't, I don't have anything that's going to cross with any of this. I'm not going to grow peanuts again this year, so peanuts aren't a problem. And then beans really self-pollinate sometimes before they open, other than the, what were they called, black colt runner beans that I grew for them last year. It needed bee pollination or a bird, you know, like a hummingbird to pollinate it. So I had to get out a paintbrush because we had 3 months of rain, and hand pollinate to get what I did get out of it. It had thousands and thousands of flowers, but I only ended up with a handful of seeds because of our environment. But there's a lot to read, a lot to research, and you know, I'm not trying to scare you off. I'm just the kind of person that wants to know as much as I can find out before or during what I'm growing, you know, when things are new to me. A lot of these, there's not going to be any information from, you know, the internet, because how are you going to search giant Peruvian lima bean and get this exact one? But Tree Leaves, a friend from here on Facebook, I've been keeping her on hold and now I can share, you know, exactly what I'm growing this year, and it's exciting. But again, I'll leave a link in the comments to where you can fill out an application online or go and learn more about the Experimental Farm Network if you'd like to be a part of helping save the seeds. Because when you save the seeds, you save the world. You never know when something's going to take away all of our heirloom seeds, and you never know when someone's going to buy all these seeds. And you know, like that commercial, not that commercial, what's it called? The movie Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone, where he woke up from cryogenics and they thawed him out, and all the restaurants in town were Taco Bell, and all the food in the world was a pill. You know, you got a plate full of pills. And he ended up, you know, down in the sewers where they were cooking sewer rat burgers, and I don't want a future like that for my grandkids and their kids and so on. So that's why it's really important to me to save seed, teach people how to save seed, and, you know, start a seed bank and share the seed. With this, I'm not allowed to just pass out, you know, everything I'm growing has to go back to the person, and then I keep a part of it, and then after that, in the future, you know, some of these I can't share at all, but some of them, you know, in the future I may be able to share. So I'll let y'all go for now. I'm going to get back to planting. Y'all have a great day, and thanks for watching.